Billion cores of EPYC CPUs in the cloud deliver optimized performance for the research simulations and trading strategies, and how Alveo FPGAs deliver the ultimate in performance for the trading and market-making systems. But he also introduced you to another important aspect of AMD in the data center, which is our network portfolio. For Citadel, this means high-performance solar flare NICs, giving them the ultimate in low latency and high performance to power millions of stock trades per day in a highly competitive marketplace. Together, computing and networking engines are becoming increasingly important to optimize together to deliver the performance, efficiency, and agility needed in that optimized data center. And so at AMD, we recognize that networking represented an increasingly critical element of the data center infrastructure that needed to be optimized for data center workloads, and that's hence motivated our acquisition of Pensando. Because the complexity of the data center continues to evolve, and the latest step with hybrid cloud and the extension of cloud computing out to the edge is an incredibly important model, but the challenges that come with that model are significant. Now, the first challenge is inherent to a cloud. Virtualization gave us higher utilization and agility, but also introduced overhead to ensure that workloads are separated and secured. Further, network complexity has exploded as compute and storage systems spread across the data center, and applications no longer run on a single system. Managing these distributed resources is complicated, and securing the data center is even harder with an expanding attack system and much more to monitor. And you've got to monitor particularly without further taxing the systems. So today we have a very complicated cloud environment. The agility of the cloud is paid for with overhead in each server, and typically separate appliances to provide infrastructure services. The CPU tax in many cloud deployments can be 30% or even more for the hypervisor and infrastructure software, and load balancing, security, and other appliances are a major cost and a pain point to manage. Some of the pioneers in cloud computing, you heard from one earlier today, recognized the complexity and overhead that was being introduced by the architecture and created the concept of the DPU. AMD and our Pensando team evolved the concept of the DPU beyond a sea of cores to the world's most intelligent data flow processor. What I believe is the best networking team in the industry, the team we acquired with Pensando, stepped back and took a fundamental look at the problem and created a purpose-built architecture to be able to provide complex services, including security, software-defined networking, and telemetry at line rate, while simultaneously being programmable to accommodate customers' differing needs and future-proof the architecture. Now, if we put this P4 DPU into each server, we can free the CPU from its overhead. With a DPU in each server, we offloaded the virtualization overhead and brought the infrastructure and security services to the point of use, eliminating or dramatically reducing the need for a set of external appliances, and further improving agility by simplifying management. Network and resource management of all of the servers are uniform. And perhaps most importantly, dramatically improving the TCO of the cloud by freeing the CPU resources to do what is really needed, run the workloads. Offloading that cloud and virtualization overhead is exactly why we first deployed our AMD Pensando P4 DPU in a SmartNIC, making it easy to add the DPU to each server and allowing us to tackle the overhead and freeing the server for productive use. But they also dramatically improve security by allowing new paradigms, such as firewall protection on all east-west traffic distributed across these distributed applications, encrypting all of that traffic, and finally providing telemetry without taxing the CPU that allows security systems to have early warning of threats and anomalies in the network. I'm proud to say that AMD Pensando SmartNICs are deployed now in major clouds, and enterprises can get this solution today alongside a VMware vSphere Project Monterey. The SmartNIC has been a fantastic innovation, but as we work with data center innovators across the industry, we recognize that the value proposition of the DPU extends well beyond the SmartNIC. The same DPU silicon and software platform is now being deployed in the infrastructure itself, where many of the same performance, efficiency, and agility benefits can be shared amongst a group of servers. And there is another bonus to this approach. This can just as easily be deployed into an existing infrastructure as well as designed into a new one. A great case in point for this is Microsoft Azure's Accelerated Connection Services, which is in public preview today and is powered by our Pensando P4 DPUs, providing dramatically higher connections per second and network performance for customers embracing that capability. And we're very excited about that. And so now we're bringing that same concept to the enterprise, the Smart Switch. Developed with our partners at HPE Aruba, it's an innovative switch built on industry standard switching silicon and AMD P4 DPUs. Traffic flows through the DPUs to deliver offload infrastructure and security services that provide the data center not just better efficiency, but enhanced security and observability. And those benefits can be realized well beyond the walls of the data center into the myriad of edge computing applications that depend on security, performance, and agility. Deploying the same architecture and software platform at the edge means that the endpoint has a common level of security and manageability with its counterpart servers back in the data center. And those connections between the data center and the edge are as secure as possible. So putting it all together, you can deploy a few servers at a retail location with SmartNICs providing security and manageability consistency to everyone. With Sienna EPYC CPUs providing transformative energy efficiency and performance, and Alveo inference accelerator cards powering latency-sensitive AI applications to enhance the retail experience and security. The full AMD portfolio can provide similar benefits to telco deployments, smart city applications, amongst many others. And so I hope that in this first half of our presentation, we've given you insights into how AMD is helping our customers evolve their data centers and make them more efficient, both in the cloud as well as in the enterprise, with workload optimized solutions that address the most pressing problems of the hybrid cloud and edge. Next, let me invite Lisa Su back to the stage to discuss how we're helping our customers address their next evolution in the data center, incorporating AI into all they do.